The gunfight and the events that followed it define our idea of what the Wild West was.
Wyatt Earp is this figure for justice, through the law when possible and outside the law when necessary.
The legendary lawman who tamed Tombstone.
Wyatt Earp becomes the symbol of Western law and order.
He lives in history as a hero, but to some who knew him, he was a cold-blooded killer.
Wyatt had gone off in an area that he had no legal right to be.
So in October 1874, he took work helping an off-duty police officer track down some thieves who had stolen a man's wagon.
They go off, encounter the thieves, draw their weapons, force these men to turn over the stolen property. They return to Wichita, and the story is written up in the Wichita Eagle, and Earp gets praised publicly. This is a real turnaround for Wyatt Earp. Now, he's on the other side.
Wyatt was hooked. Every summer he signed on again as deputy marshal, first in Wichita and then in nearby Dodge City. As a lawman in the cattle towns, he was expected to walk a fine line. Late on the night of March 18, 1882, Morgan and a friend were playing pool at Hatch's billiard parlor, while Wyatt sat watching. He had heard talk of trouble and had come along rather than leave his brother alone. As Wyatt looked on, Morgan walked around the table to line up a shot, leaving his back to the glass door at the rear of the room. One bullet narrowly missed Wyatt's head, but Morgan pitched forward onto the table and then collapsed in a pool of blood on the floor. As Wyatt, Virgil, and Doc laid him out, he asked to be sure that his legs were straight and his boots off. Within an hour, he was dead.
Something changes in Wyatt Earp after Morgan dies. He does not care. He is going to bring vengeance upon them.
What a comment on the United States government, the Arizona Star declared, that a band of so-called officials rove over the country, murdering human beings out of a spirit of revenge. Newspapers across the West gave daily reports of Earp's vendetta, reinforcing doubts about the rogue lawman. With every headline, Wyatt became more of a liability to the businessmen, bankers, and politicians who were backing him.
He is a figure who, in many ways, is more important than some of the other Western icons because his life so clearly represents the essential conflict that's taking place in America during that time.